What everyone else does when it comes to list building madness strategies and what you should be doing different. Your goal for the very first half marathon is simply to finish. Try out some other straightforward marketing strategies if you need success in this endeavor. Hello, and thanks for checking out my video. In today's video, I am going to be talking about list building madness strategies. My name is Richard Murphy and I am from New Zealand, so for now just sit back, relax, and enjoy the video. I joined as it turned out to be an excellent chance to work from home whilst keeping my skills current. It came from a desire to share. That's one particular reason why success doesn't bring the sort of private satisfaction and peace that numerous individuals seek. You are able to bless your home, but it's still true that you have to eliminate any unwanted entities. But should they do not need to leave, you've got to forcefully remove them from your residence. This is a good place to be for any person who loves reading and writing on a number of subjects. In some write-up to come, I'll tackle the point above a whole lot more fully. I believe your fifth point is easily the most important of all. This usually means that if a control point is captured, it remains locked for the remainder of the game. I still understand the value in comments, but I wonder if they are frequently lost and never read. Below is a list of the greatest picks. This list is directed at providing the ideal browser-based games to play from a number of genres, with the intent of locating a game for each gamer. You'd think about the source, i.e. it's a lot easier to plug people into a current system. Here is where I'll point out the very best vehicle for the specific mission. The places within this country where it's the toughest to legally get a firearm locally have an inclination to be the locations where most individuals are being harmed or killed. To run the total half marathon, you should comfortably be in a position to run 3 miles before beginning a training regime. Newsflash, there are dozens and dozens of millions of firearms in this nation that have never killed anyone. That looks like a lot, but it's only roughly the population of Los Angeles. This pattern an individual would see in all age groups. This pattern an individual could see in all age groups. There's, in truth, something fundamentally flawed about just about any MLM. We have to remove from our vocabulary completely the idea of fear. If you haven't really been warned by FB dependent on the kind and the rate of dissemination like I've been, you're basically "ineffective" and are not a threat to the media status quo and the entire bit. They also obtained a song sheet of a well-known melody. Be sure to talk about your training plan with your doctor. No way to understand this either. The experience a situation instead of face an issue. That could be nowhere near reality. In actuality, in the standard African culture, there's no such thing as two friends. A few of these kids aren't even acknowledging they're African. Just because I have told you what things to say, doesn't indicate you need to be perfect. They don't wish to be judged by God. God is unhappy with the way that they are handling their physical death. Nearly all of humanity consists of youths and kids. The genocide of 100 million is completely ignored by people who celebrate Columbus Day and take part in this perverse ritual annually. Trying to compare one country to another when it has to do with firearms is a fallacy. A totally free nation is the outcomes of its no-cost indigenous individuals. I'd like to observe the planet, especially New Zealand and Ireland. An individual cannot live a life which is not related to their lives. The lives of my buddies and family are precious. If you would like to waste your time speaking about the item, go talk to somebody else. Maybe attempting to capture the essence of that which we are in reality doing in numerous methods and at several times might call our attention about what we ought to do, to date. The simple truth is, the feds are likely to shut us down. It's merely a matter of time. They know whenever you are happy. They know whenever you're not content. They've been running for such a long time. Provided that you don't give in their games, they cannot touch you. If you're looking to begin with writing online and attempting to earn some money, you've come to the proper location. Also, take a look at my hubs that are focused on making money in Diablo 3. Money, in this case too, is employed as an incentive to purchase our people's loyalty to such institutions that have mushroomed all around the place. This will also help you save money in the long run. I'm not talking on behalf of those people who have taken the responsibility. They are the middle class of South Africa. That's just for the court, she explained. What the in-crowd won't tell you about list building madness strategies. What you are able to do is choose to decide on a password for a number of your popular posts or, better yet, for a component of a post. The earlier you're able to test messages, creative and email strategies, the earlier you are able to make the adjustments required to significantly enhance your results. Your About Us page is just one of the most potent pages when it comes to conversion potential. Finally, you want the list to stay visible at all meetings. This list doesn't include suggestions for combat levels. You may not have a very long list of email subscribers, but it doesn't indicate you don't have a network. On top of that, these strategies are intended to cultivate a loyal email subscriber base, which means you have the ability to use your emails to bring in better long-term clients. The absolute most important element of a strong inbound advertising strategy is a good foundation, which can be created utilizing a path to buy. So if you're able to create content that drives users by means of a call to action to download a thorough guide, for example, then you'll fulfill the needs of your personas at the early phases of your path to buy. The good thing is that the marketplace is still relatively small, in comparison to larger advertising giants such as Google and Facebook, though it's growing at a tremendous speed. It is that it can take very little work to nurture new customers. The death of list-building madness strategies. If Fractal together with the use of Coldbox can definitely make your life easier when it regards the building of APIs. In modern programming, APIs have to be considered for virtually every undertaking. REST APIs are extremely versatile. Google AdWords has ever performed best. Someone could be searching for the greatest gluten-free pizza, whilst someone else might just need some fantastic sushi. Baltimore has perennially featured one of the greatest defenses over the last 10 years. Rick wanted to develop beautiful headset. Giving evasion is quite a bit superior to giving haste. Obviously, personalized CTAs only work when you have the resources to create that excellent content in the very first location, but that process doesn't have to be costly or time-consuming. Personas have to be tied to their journeys so you're conscious of how they may react and adjust throughout their decision approach. To completely understand your audiences, you must build out personas for a more thorough understanding of the sorts of content you ought to be producing. Social media APIs. Each social networking platform has their own APIs used to boost their users' experience. Another characteristic of madness is that it allows you to play the card when you discard it. Meaning that you're able to play creatures or sorceries at any moment. Otherwise, the guest will have to create a free Microsoft account connected to the email address. An invited guest will be given a welcome email. As magicians, you've found the forbidden book of madness that's full of dark secrets and evil monsters hoping to break through into real life. So, as fundamental as it might seem, my item of advice is to have a head start. Possessing an excellent mix of each is critical, and when you are able to find cards that do both jace, you ought to be thrilled. Additionally, if I am likely to devote money to my list building, I wish to make sure I know what I am doing. You will likewise be able to track your greatest kill count and compare them with friends. The good, the bad and list building madness strategies. Using their place, you may make an educated guess concerning what team they'll be rooting for. There are 3 major reasons why you must use Fractal. Even for those who have zero ideas at this time, my advice is to begin your list anyway. Putting a smile on a person's face is likely to put one on yours. Even versus blighted, it's fair as it's not like you may constantly utilize it. You most likely know where 2006-199 went. You may even impress yourself. Decide on a clear branded versus non-branded keyword strategy when auditing accounts for numerous retailers. We frequently run into promotions that have branded and non-branded keyword phrases in the exact same ad campaign. Customers visit a few websites prior to making the last purchase. When it has to do with marketing, personalization is important. It isn't easy to comprehend why many failing businesses ignore this practical small business strategy. Make sure that you have a holiday campaign strategy for both your online advertising and email advertising. You communicate daily with a diverse group of people via email, and if they get value from your individual emails, they may want the choice to click a hyperlink and explore your organization in more depth. If by chance, you can escape, you will need to evaluate your team. Our team does whatever we can to help customers understand that we're giving them remarkable bargains on functional artwork that is really world-class. The aim is to help students with their vocabulary building abilities. If you run the very same play over and over again, your competition will catch on and you'll begin losing games. Use all your weapons like a superior basketball group. You wouldn't keep any fantastic players on the bench and let a couple of players do all of the work. The one thing to do for list building madness strategies. You could be poised for promotion. Internet affiliate marketing is quite a potent way to create passive streams of revenue. Timeless strategies you may use now. Yes, a good omni-channel strategy that's best suited to deliver on their customer proposition is crucial. Understanding product management holistically isn't a simple thing. Professional development is an ongoing mindset. Costume design and construction is additionally a massive portion of the business's identity and is utilized to make a whole visual experience. If you're writing on the exact same topics in the exact same way as dozens of different companies, you are going to experience the 23 effects. The actual question you must ask yourself is whether you really need to succeed. Additionally, health and environmental concerns are raised by the usage of PVC. Identifying the important performance metrics to monitor and the possible effect of each investment are life-saving. It's possible to enhance the sales effectiveness of your site by employing some different practices. On the grind, you ought to be replenishing your well-being and stress actively. You don't ever want to retreat and, ideally, you want to complete your quest with no stress so that you can quest once more. As the advertising procedure is a constantly changing field, there are several facets of the marketing which become obsolete with times, and there are specific facets and advanced ways which become a portion of the promotion strategy with changing times. The procedure for reaching to the bigger audience isn't anymore a hefty task in today's era of sites and several such associated features. The product is what you would like to deliver to your end users. Therefore, if you're eager to pay more, the marketplace will produce them. List end profit will surely assist you with that. With a lot of bonuses and low prices, you wouldn't actually have to settle for anything less. There are huge performance differences between them both, and they should be segmented in individual campaigns. List building madness strategies features. Regardless of the fraud problems, online poker is still one of the most frequently played card game over the World Wide Web. In fact, it is highly responsible for the explosive growth of the poker game all over the world. In addition, madness tends to help save you mana. The hidden treasure of list building madness strategies. You may not have a lengthy list of email subscribers, but it doesn't indicate you don't have a network. No matter what kind of internet property which you have, your landing page needs to be correctly optimized for maximum conversions. Your About Us page is just one of the most potent pages with respect to conversion potential. Websites do have an extremely strong option of highlighting your Success stories with the assistance of testimonials. There exists today about 540 active internet poker sites operating in various countries where online gambling is deemed legal. So if you're able to create content that drives users with a call to action to download a thorough guide, for example, then you'll meet the requirements of your personas at the early phases of your path to buying. Improve your site page load time, which enables a user to load pages very fast and stay connected and interested in your site. In developing a monster, players will use the thumbstick to determine where each body part ought to be placed. In the final version, they will be able to create up to 150 different parts across the game's 12-part construction minigames. Use all your weapons like a very good basketball group. You wouldn't keep any decent players on the bench and let a couple of players do all of the work. If you run the exact same play over and over again, your competition will catch on and you'll begin losing games. The game of poker is now able to be played over the net. You will feel like a team. The debate over list building madness strategies. To create a brand new head, you want to select the smartest head among a group of likely future duds. With a list like that, there's no limit to your business growth, as it isn't only a source to produce a high the volume of new clients, but also a goldmine of further sales from existing clientele. With a list like that, there's no limit to your enterprise growth, as it isn't only a source to produce a high volume of new clients, but also a goldmine of further sales from existing clientele. LEGO World is currently out to the overall public, and it is just now that we're starting to unravel LEGO's digital toy box video game. Afterward, in order to earn something new makes the procedure even more exciting. Another characteristic of Madness is that it allows you to play the card when you discard it, meaning you're able to play creatures or sorceries at any moment. You may not consider your audience as opponents, but it doesn't mean that you shouldn't learn all you can about them. To properly execute your inbound advertising strategy, you have to target the most suitable audiences so that it is possible to create content that's tailored to their specific needs. Otherwise, the guest will create a free Microsoft account related to the email address. An invited guest will be given a welcome email. Thanks for watching my video about list building madness strategies. If you got value from the video, please feel free to tap the like button. Also, you can subscribe to my YouTube channel in the description box below. Well, that's about all from me today. This is Richard Murphy from New Zealand signing off until the next video.